Hello and welcome to Final Boss Fight. My name is Jeff, and once again I am the Keeper of Arcane Lore for Horror on the Orient Express. I'm joined by our intrepid team of investigators. I'm joined by Brian Coy Dragon.
Hello.
I'm joined by Sarah,
Hi.
Robin plus Charmander,
Hi.
and the Dark Lord Richard.
Hello.
Christy is not able to join us this evening. Hopefully you'll be able to join us next time. So, let's go in with the recap, and I'll do the recap for this one. This is an article from the Venice newspaper Il Gazzettino, translated into English. Brutal massacre at Palazzo Rezzoniani. The citizens of Venice were shocked by the violent deaths of Alberto Rossini, regional governor of Venice, at the Veneto, along with 5 of his men at the little visited Palazzo Rezzoniani. The police have refused to release photographs of the scene, owing to the gruesomeness. However, they were willing to give some information on the events surrounding the tragic incident. The caretaker of the palazzo, Fedele, was in a most disturbed state of mind. However, he told of 5 foreign visitors to the palazzo wishing to view statues and automatons. Fedele allowed them to access for the usual entry fee. Shortly thereafter, Signor Rossini arrived with his entourage, intent on discussing some matters with the visitors. Fedele heard nothing more until the screaming started, along with sounds like a wild animal tearing its prey to pieces. After the unholy noise died down, the 5 strangers, some of them having been injured and one of them seemingly carrying a piece of a statue, seemed to be in a hurry to leave. A search of the clock tower at the palazzo revealed a scene of vandalism and destruction, as several of the automatons, for which the palazzo is famous, were found in pieces, with one apparently missing a leg. Eyewitnesses at the Gritti Hotel had seen Signor Rossini approach 5 foreign strangers earlier that day, demanding that they leave Venice. Could the attack have been some sort of retribution carried out by the 5 strangers? What sort of violent frenzy took place at the palazzo? And without our regional governor, who will take responsibility for the peace of Venice amidst the riots and other murders of the past few days? And that's where the article ends. You guys know nothing of this article because you are currently steaming your way towards Trieste on the Orient Express, and the article probably would not be printed until the next day. And with that, I shall move us to the train map. So, you're going to have to remind me a bit last session. I remember Maya said you were going to the salon. Nancy was going to your room.
Yeah.
What were Edward and Clara doing? I remember Roland was in the foregone. What would Edward and Clara be doing?
I'm not sure at the moment. We can just say Edward's laying low after the commotion. Like he's got a bad feeling.
Okay, we'll say Edward's in his cabin. Clara, where would you be?
At the bar.
Also in the salon, so Maya's in the salon, Clara's in the salon. Okay. I'm going to start with Maya then, briefly. Maya.
Yes.
You're in the salon. Are you propping up the bar with Clara, or are you sitting on a seat or on one of the sofas?
The bar, I think.
Okay. As you're at the bar, you hear a voice behind you. Entschuldigung, Fraulein. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you were limping quite heavily. You permit me to take a look? I am a doctor of medicine.
I kind of turn around.
You see this youngish-looking man, in this suit, rather well-dressed suit, and he's like standing behind you.
Oh. Can I get the name of my knight in shining armor?
Of course. Forgive me. Dr. Bauer.
First name Jack?
I hear that joke many times. I still don't understand it. You permit me have a look, Fraulein?
Of course.
So he sits you down in one of these lower armchairs. Prods presses at your leg a bit. You can still feel the pain. It probably takes about an hour as he gives the leg a proper examination, trying various joints, pressing muscles, pressing skin. And at the end of it, he says, "Well, I have good news for you. Your leg is not broken. However, it has taken a severe knock. I have bandaged it up as best I can, but it is best to take it easy for the next few days. And if the pain is too much, snaps is always an easy remedy."
Right. Let's get a bottle of that while we're on the shower.
Maya, you may regain 1 hit point.
Woohoo!
Which, how is that? Take you over half now?
Looking at 5.
Yes, it will.
So you no longer have a major wound. So you may add back your 20 points of dexterity.
Excellent.
But one thing I will say, and I'll ask you to make a note of this: until you are fully healed, I will ask you to make dexterity checks, stealth checks, etc. with a penalty die.
Okay. I'll just have to open up. It's my notepad. I can't remember what it, but I'll make a note for that. Right, go on. I'll make a note of that one.
Sure. Yep. And once Dr. Bauer has finished, he says, "I wish you a more pleasant journey than you seem to have had so far. I must go back to my cabin now and make some letters." And with that, he leaves.
We can't tempt you to join us for a drink?
No, it is too late in the day for me, and I must be ready for my next stop. I'm getting off at Trieste.
Oh, beautiful.
Anything, Clara, you'd like to do while you're here in the bar?
Yeah, I would. I shall go back to the harpsichord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would like to play L'Internazionale on the harpsichord, celebrating our recent defeat of fascism. So that's what I'm doing.
I don't think I can get away with that because that might be under copyright, but we'll take, unless you want to sing a few bars of it for us.
1868.
That's fair enough. I believe it's performances that are under copyright, not the actual music itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, give me 1 second. Come, comrades, rally. Something like that. Arise, the damned of the earth. This is a good start to a song. Arise, the damned of the earth. Prisoners of hunger. Reason thunders in its crater. This is heavy stuff. And that's what she's singing.
Mm-hmm.
And then suppose we'll put in that we have no bananas for sale as a, light in the mood.
As the encore. There's a few other people in the salon car as well, and some of the waiters there as well. They're just looking around at you, and some of them appreciate it. Some of them give you little applause. Most of them are just trying to ignore you and get about their day. How's Maya reacting to this?
It's just alright, okay.
Smile not go for singing.
But bartender, make sure that bastard booze as well. They've had equally a harder day.
Si, signorina. And he goes over to give Clara some. What would Clara have to drink?
Right now, champagne. Celebrating.
Si, signor, signorina. One champagne coming up.
Yeah, I am literally a champagne socialist. So.
With that, we shall go back to the cabins. Edward, you're lying on your bed. Anything going through your mind at the moment?
I can't remember. Did I receive any injuries last
you got a bit knocked up. You didn't receive any injuries. You probably got a couple of bruises, but that's just normal. Well, I say normal wear and tear, but
Uh,
nothing like Maya.
I say Edward's just laying in bed trying to read the Moon of Israel.
Hmm.
But of course he hears the singing coming from the salon, and he just sits up with a.
Very good.
I'm sure if that's a bit subdued or not enough, but
That's fair. I think it's in character for Edward, really. Um, Nancy, what are you doing? You
Oh,
were.
Nancy is having a very quiet sob on her bed,
Hmm.
face down, trying to not let anyone else hear.
Okay. As I say, this takes about an hour. Maya's treatment on her leg takes about an hour. Um, you are due in Trieste at about 5 to 8, so you've still got another hour and a half. And Nancy, you slowly remember that your Italian friend Giovanni Benedetti gave you the translation of the scroll Il Simulare di Diablo before you left the train.
Yeah. Nancy will eventually remember that she has that and stop feeling sorry for herself
Okay.
and get it out and have a read.
Would you try and gather the others together to do this, or would you
No,
prefer
she's
to
going to
read
do
it
it
on
herself first.
do it on your own first? Okay. I'll give you the introductory handout to read. So we did read this last time, but if you could just read this one out again for us, please.
Yeah. This is an illuminated manuscript written in Latin by an anonymous Cistercian monk, probably around 1260, and based on earlier material by monks who were in Constantinople following 1206. The material was taken to Venice when the Venetian Crusaders departed there. It was bound into a strange volume in 1505 by an Italian craftsman whose binding imprint and date are still in the flyleaf. The volume tells a continuous narrative concerning the Fourth Crusade and the sack of Constantinople, with digressions stressing moral and theological lessons. Beautiful illuminations accompany the work, including medieval descriptions of a curved scimitar with a serpent's head at the pommel, and a suit of armour which seems to have two faces, one looking forwards and one looking backwards.
The year is 1204. We are in the midst of the Fourth Crusade. I'm not going to go into the history of the Fourth Crusade. It is a fascinating history that would take a lot more time than we have here and a lot more expertise than I have to go through it fully. But suffice to say, the Crusaders, the Frankish knights, were intending to go to the Holy Land. They went to Venice to acquire ships. The Venetians went with them, and in part payments for the ships, asked them to ransack a few cities along the way. They met with the pretender, or the heir, some people would dispute that, I guess, to the throne of the Byzantine Empire in Constantinople, Alexios Angelos IV, who requested that they return him to the throne of Constantinople, for which he would reward them handsomely. They did this, only for the rewards not to appear, and in short order, Alexios IV was assassinated, Alexios V took the throne, and the Crusaders decided enough was enough and decided to rampage through the city, stealing everything that wasn't nailed down and burning everything that was. This later came to be known as the Sack of Constantinople, and we joined the action on the second day of the Sack of Constantinople. I'd like us all to introduce the characters we are playing. I'd like you to introduce yourselves, and a question for you. What were you doing during the sack? Were you joining in with the looting? Were you holding back? Were you trying to keep order? Just a flavour of what you were doing during the last day of carnage. And we'll start with Richard this time.
Okay. So I am playing Renault of Flanders, as indeed I believe we're all from Flanders. I'm 49 years old. I am a veteran Frankish knight. I've served Count Baldwin and his family all my life and very loyal. I'm a bit more cynical about the objectives of the crusade. Don't really see it as being about religion, but more to get money and status. Well, I'm a very disciplined knight. Will follow orders, and I tend to, if someone's not being a disciplined soldier, I will, smack them around the head, get them back in line. And what he'll be doing, I do think you would be looting, because that he's come here for some money. But I think he'd be trying to be smart about it and get small transportable wealth, maybe like precious stones, precious jewels, that sort of thing, rather than trying to, part away a statue, which is difficult for one person.
Robin, next.
Yeah, so I'm Brother David. I'm quite a stout man, and a bit of an older fella, and I would be chastising and cursing everyone who was doing the looting and saying they're going to burn in hell.
Sarah?
So I am Eloise of Flanders. I am appear to be the handmaiden of Count Baldwin's wife, Marie de Champagne. Champagne.
Champagne.
That's my cover, but I also actually work as a spy for the family, and my time in the last couple of days of it would have been of a mix of attending to my mistress, but also where I can try to find out as much valuable information about what people are doing, who's looting, who's not, who's seeing it as a big religious thing, who can be shamed potentially in the futures for their actions. What can be used as,
And Brian?
Yeah, so I play Martinus de Irons, a young Frankish knight of about 19. He's idealistic, trying his best to be like one of those paladins of Charlemagne come to life. And at the moment, he's just trying to keep the innocent from being killed in this chaos.
Okay. So, it is the morning of the second day of the sack of Constantinople, and each of you, whether you're in your tents, in your bunk rooms, in one case maybe in your ladies', your handmaidens' chambers, each of you receives a summons. You are summoned to the Blackenay Palace for an immediate and private audience with your liege lord, Count Baldwin. Now, just to give a bit of background, the crusading forces at this time are divided into three main sections. The first is the Franks under Count Boniface, Marquis Boniface of Montserrat, encamped at the Bouclion Palace, location 1 on the map. The second section, which you are members of, under Count Baldwin of Flanders, encamped at Blackenay Palace, section 2 on the map. And the Venetians are under the Doge of Venice, Enrico Dandolo, and they are encamped at the Church of Christ Pantocrator, location 3 on your map. So you are all summoned to the camp of Count Baldwin. And as you arrive, there are soldiers there going through drills, practicing with their swords. You are all met and escorted to one of the turrets overlooking the Golden Horn. And when you arrive there, you see that there are only 2 other people present waiting for you. One of those you recognise as Count Baldwin. The other one is his aide, Henry of Flanders, his brother. Nobody else is there. Maybe as you've been going through, you've seen other knights. You've probably seen some of the ladies of the camp. You've probably seen your mistress, Eloise. But in this meeting, in this room, nobody else is there. It's just the 4 of you, Count Baldwin and his brother Henry. And Count Baldwin greets you warmly as you still hear the sound from outside, and he says to you, well met, my friends. I've asked for you for a very, very delicate mission. What I have to say to you does not get beyond these 4 walls. Now, I'm sure you are aware that we should not be here. We should be in the Holy Land fighting for the cause. However, circumstances and other agreements have led us here, and while it can be said that Constantinople is facing its just punishment, the events of the last few days have, well, they've been barbaric by some standards. And rumour has reached my ears that there are other unholy, blasphemous forces behind it. We have received word that a cabal of Venetians has given itself up to some despicable heresy. They have used foul magic and brought down this miasma of evil upon the city. My charge to you is to find the truth of this. Now, we have in our custody a Venetian priest who brought us word of this blasphemy. He is being held under guard at the Northern Basilica at the Forum of Theodosius. I want you to start there, interrogate him, find out what he knows. If there is any substance to it, bring me word, put it down. Do what you think is right. If you need any further assistance in this matter, I would suggest you visit my my advisor, Brother Merrivac. You'll find him on a ship out in the Golden Horn, but I advise you to be on your guard while visiting him. He will be able to help you with any more of the esoteric details. And please, be discreet. If word of this gets out, it could cause an even bigger riot than what we have already seen. The allegiance between us and those Venetians, between myself, Boniface and Dandolo, is already on a knife edge. For the sake of whatever peace there is, for the sake of the future, for the sake of our armies, this must be kept secret. Do you understand your mission? Do you understand the charge I've given you?
Eloise,
Of course, my lord.
Very well.
Yes, my lord.
Those demon worshippers will burn in hell.
Yes, so say we all. Amen. I can give you horses. Those of you who do not have horses, I can give you horses to help you traverse the city, but as I say, be very careful. There is still some unrest in the city. Oh, and one other thing. Some reports we've had suggest that some of the Byzantines have loosed a monster in the city, calling down destruction upon us. If you find any such monster, be so good as to kill it, will you?
Indeed. Any
Yes.
of unholy origin shall feel my blade.
And if you find any relics or artifacts, bring them back for study. We'll pass them on to Brother Merrivac, who'll be able to study and ascertain their effect. Do you have any questions?
I mean, how far can we take it with the Venetians in our investigation? Like, if some Venetians get stabbed, is that...
If you find evidence of Venetian heresy, you do deal with it as you see fit, but be discreet. And if you can find evidence of Dandelo's involvement or Dandelo's innocence, that would also be helpful.
Right, let's go pay some heretic goals, shall we?
Okay, so as you leave Boniface's camp, out into the city, there is a smell of burning, a smell of almost like roasting flesh in the air. You hear screams in the distance. You hear the vague sounds of fighting in the distance. The sack is still going on around you. Where would you like to go first? You've been given some points of interest. Where would you like to go first?
I think it's the Venetian priest. Be the first port of call.
Venetian priest? Very well. The Basilica of Theodorus, the Forum of Theodorus, is location 10 on the map, so you'll have to cross quite a sizable amount of the city. As you do so, you see the effects of the sack all around you. Could somebody roll me a d10, please? I'll ask Brian, could you roll me a d10, please?
Yeah. I rolled a 4.
As you are riding through the city, you see a group of old women by the side of the street, all huddled together. And as you get closer, you can hear them sobbing. They look like a bit bruised, a bit beaten. Some of their clothes look a bit torn. They look like they've just been attacked.
Do we take these as Byzantine women?
I would say Greek women. Yes, Byzantine.
Yeah. I mean, I think the way Renault would see this, right? A sack is part of warfare. You just like rule. You get like 3 days to sack the place. I know this might be a bit of a atypical one. So I think he might see it as, well, it's a sack. This is what happens. And, he's not... Also, it seems to have happened to,
Further on down the street, Robin, could you roll me a d10, please? As you leave these women behind.
Ooh.
Further on down the street, probably when you get to this crossroads here, say, you hear the sound, you see another group of monks wearing monk robes, similar style to yours, Brother David, but different colour, signifying a different branch, a different type of worship. And as you look, their clothes are too ragged and torn, and they are being marched along the street, and behind them you see a group of knights in Frankish armour flogging them, calling them out as heretics.
Okay. I'm going to, as a right pass, I'm going to go, yeah, Margot, good job.
So they're the same religion, I assume, same type of monks, just a different.
They all worship God, but they're different. It's like the difference between Cistercians and Franciscans. They're like a different monastery, a different order to you.
Are they Orthodox monks?
You can say yes if you wish to. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to walk over to one of the monks and just kind of say, why are they calling you a heretic? You believe in the one true God, don't you?
Yes, we... He looks at you a bit alarmed, but seeing you with your... You are pretty much like an armoured monk with your friends. Yes, we were worshipping at our monastery, and they burst in and just dragged us out in the streets. We have done nothing.
Can I make some sort of check to see if I believe them or not?
Make me an insight check, please, or psychology check. Psychology, I think it is for this one.
There's a brilliant question of do they believe in the one true God, where it's like, Robin, that's 400 years of Byzantine history right there. They argue about that.
Whether or not he's telling the truth, he can't tell. However, you do get the feeling that the knights who are flogging them are almost in the grip of some frenzy, as if they're really taking pleasure in it, really in a grip of brutality about it. You've seen brutality before. There was the Siege of Zara. This is even worse.
In that case, that Brother David is going to stand between the knights and the priests, the monks.
One of the knights says, "Out of the way. Let us carry out our duty."
And what duty do you call this? You are flogging men of God.
We are bringing just punishment on the heretics.
And what is their heresy?
He just in answer, he just waves his arm down and say, as if to say, "Look around you."
And are you not taking part in this violence? This fucking? So your souls will burn in hell as well for such violence against the innocent.
He looks at his companions and shrugs. You sound like to them. You sound like just another pious monk, and
are they on horses or whatever?
They're on foot. They're all on foot.
Ooh. Ooh. In the name of God, let these men go.
Or what?
Or, and I'm going to grab my mace and try and take one of the legs out.
Nice.
Bloody hell.
Make me an attack roll with your mace. Success, 8 damage. Yeah, you quite easily sweep out his legs from underneath him. He lands flat on his back and his fellows just start laughing at him. Ha ha ha.
And I'm going to break his leg.
Ooh. He screams in agony. He says, "Boniface will hear of this. You have not heard the last of this."
Yes? Well, may you suffer in hell for your sins. And walk away.
And still screaming, the others drag him off. Can you all make me sanity rolls, please, as you see these atrocities being worked out?
Including me?
Including you, yep.
Especially you.
You're all battle hardened. You've all seen this before. No points lost.
Brother David.
My child.
Okay. Try to stay on task. It's going to be very slow going if we have to get involved in every such incident.
I'm sorry, but I felt I could not see men of cloth being treated in such degrading fashion.
There will be time for fighting the Huns reborn later.
As you're having this conversation and working your way across the city, you pass one of the cisterns of the city, and the cisterns of Constantinople are famous. They are an underground series of reservoirs joined by aqueducts that supply the city's water. And as you approach one of them, you see a man wearing Frankish armour being dragged down by what looked like the Varangian Guard. Now, the Varangians, which you can correct me on this, they are mercenaries employed by the Varangians. Yes, they are mercenaries employed by the Byzantines as hired thugs. And you see one of them dragging this knight down.
Initially Norse, later Saxon, and I have no idea what they'd be at this point. That they were foreigners.
Yeah, so I think they'd be mercenaries then under the employ of the Byzantines, and you see them dragging this Frankish knight down the steps of the cisterns.
Right. Well, I'm gonna sort this out, and I'll have to get down off my horse to go down steps. Right. That's the recipe for disaster.
Yes.
And I will look at Martin at least a bit. Is it Martinus? Martin? Brian, your character?
Yeah, Martinus.
Martinus. I was sort of going to nod at you and be like, "Do you want to come and help us with this?"
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Is anybody else going down, or is it just these two brave souls?
I'm going to observe for the time being.
You observe them going down the stairs, but I say these things are underground, so at some point you will lose sight of them as they disappear down one of the passageways.
Okay, so that I'm following at a distance.
Okay. Eloise?
What else is around here at the moment? So that's not my natural habitat.
I would say I'm going to say here there is rubble, some fires, probably some screaming citizens.
Oh my god, stick with them. Fine. What do we do with our horses?
You can tie them up. There's places to tie them at the top.
Okay, well, tie the horses up and I'll go with them.
Okay. The four of you follow at a distance as you follow this man being dragged down. As you get close to you see they've reached the bottom. As you get close, you see it looks like he's being stabbed. But as you get closer, can you make me spot hidden rolls?
That would be a failure.
Eloise, your keen eyes in the darkness, you see him being stabbed, but it's a fake knife. And as you come to the realization that this is not a real ambush, at least not a real ambush for him, two more soldiers come from behind the pillars, ready to attack you. We're going to go to initiative in combat now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you all please, you've got your counters on the map, can you all please select your counters, and then in the combat tab, select initiative to turn tracker. You are surrounded by these four Varangian guards. The first up, well, it's actually going to be Martinus, Renaud, and Eloise acting first. We'll go with Eloise first. What would you like to do?
So how many of them was there? 2 of them?
There's 4.
4 of them, sorry.
4 of them, yeah. The 2 you followed down and 2 appeared from behind.
Can I try and attack the nearest one with a dagger?
Yes, you may. Make me a dagger roll. What was that? That's a success for 2 damage. Okay. Let me just set up quickly. Okay, and let's see if you get through his armor. Okay, you managed to find a little break in his armor, so you managed to deal him 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Who is next? Renaud, you are next. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I'm quite impressed that the was like a maid, lady's maid type person has just ran over and stabbed a Viking. Pretty cool. I'm quite impressed. Yeah, I'm going to, with my Frankish sword, go for the same person and what I try and do is just cleave the head in two.
Okay, make me your attack. Ooh, okay.
Or to mess up. Sorry, I'm recognizing the music. I'm trying to think where.
It's a common. It's like one from Critical Role mainly. They used this one on Critical Role way back.
Fair enough.
So once again, you try and like aim for his head, but his armor gets in the way. You do take some. You manage to slice across his shoulder blade. He reels back in pain. Renault of Flanders, that was yours. Martinus de Lisles, it is your turn.
Alright, I'll go ahead and attack Moblin with my Frankish sword.
Same one or a different one?
Different one.
Okay. You managed to hit him. And let's see how much his armor removes. Oh, you really do some damage with that. He is wounded by that one. You very nearly take his arm off with that one. However, it is now their turn, and they are each going to attack you one at a time. So, start from the top. The first one is going to go for Renault.
What?
With an axe, because they have axes. He's going to try and put you with an axe. 4. Okay, 5 points of damage. So what I would like you to do is, you may choose to either dodge, fight back, or hit him with your or parry with your shield.
If I fight back, will I definitely take damage?
Depends if you beat him or not. He got a hard success.
So I would need to get an extreme success because you need to.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, what was parry was the other option, and what was the one? Dodge.
It's dodge. Yeah. Yeah. So parry is with your shield.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the shield. I'm gonna try and parry.
Okay.
Turn the blow away. Oh dear God.
Okay, you fail to parry the blow. The axe gets through. What I'd like you to do now is, you see where you've got your armor is a D8, I think, for you?
Yes, that's correct.
Roll that. The damage was 5, so roll the D8 and reduce the amount of damage by that.
Okay.
Combat's a bit more involved in this one, I think.
Hey!
So it doesn't get through your armor at all. The next one is going to go for Martinus. Martinus, would you like to fight back, dodge, or use your shield?
Use the shield.
Okay, roll me your shield.
Oh, for God's sake.
I won't worry too much. He is swinging as well. I think we'll say it's the one you damaged, and because his shoulder is almost out of joint, he missed as well. Next one is going to Eloise. I don't think you have a shield, so yours is either dodge or fight. So it's either
God.
okay.
Oh God.
It's on playing tonight.
It is all on tonight. So his axe will get through to you. Roll me your armor. You took it's 8 points of damage, but roll me your armor to see how much you take off.
I don't have armor, don't I?
Nope.
I think everybody has armor, don't they?
Nope.
No.
Really?
I mean, if he's like a lady in waiting type.
Oh no, you don't. So yeah,
I mean,
you do.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just,
It is going to be 8 points of damage then, I'm afraid.
I think I did.
You're not dead yet. You had 12 hit points.
Oh, I can see.
Oh dear God.
I'm severely wounded now, aren't I?
You've got a major wound, so you are going to have to take a Constitution roll, please. Oh, you managed to stay awake through the pain. And the last one to Brother David.
Okay. I just want to. So, what would I be rolling?
Either dodge or fight back, or dodge or sword or shield, or mace or shield.
I don't have a shield, so I'm going to try and fight back with my mace.
Okay. That is a success tied either way, so attacker does win on ties.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another 8 points to use, so you need to roll your armor to reduce that.
So not just, or do I have to roll it just as a roll?
I don't think you can click the armor.
You can't click the armor, I'm afraid. No, you just have to roll it straight up. Two points of damage, so that goes down to 6 points of damage to you.
Six is that's 8.
Okay. And is there anything I need to take for taking 5 damage or anything? Or is it
yeah, that's your halfling, isn't it? So, make me a constitution roll.
No, 7's my major wound thing.
Okay, sorry.
I think I'm thinking sanity. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, you're thinking something else. Yeah, yeah. If you haven't taken half, then it's just a nasty gash. It's not a major wound. Top of the round, it's Eloise again, fighting through the pain.
Yeah. Covered in blood.
Say I've not had my go yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you haven't, have you? No, your turn, David. Then. Yep. Sorry.
So the wounded one, I want to go and try and hit his already hurt arm.
Okay, do that. Hard success. You easily get through that, but his you see if he gets through his armor for 3, so he takes another 2 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at the top of the round. Eloise. Can't hear you, I'm afraid.
Is there anywhere I can go and hide?
There are plenty of pillars down here, pillars and columns down here.
Cool, in that case, I'm going to try and run and hide.
Okay. Make me a stealth roll then, please, to see if you can try and hide yourself.
Oh!
You can use luck if you wish to.
I'm going to use my luck.
Okay. You managed to find a shadowy spot to secrete yourself. Renaud, it is your turn.
Right. I am going to try and stab this guy in between the groin and upper thigh, because you've got an artery there, and I try and get that. And
Okay.
stab him.
Yep.
I know what I'm doing in fighting.
I don't know if it too died. They got an infection from a wound in their trying to inject into their femoral artery.
Okay, he got a he can match it unless he wants to spend luck to improve that, but he can match.
How much will I need to spend?
You need about 16 luck in order to beat him on that.
I'll spend that. Looks like we're going to die.
Okay.
I'll spend 16 luck.
And he takes another. That'll be another 1 point of damage off him. Is it the same one that you attacked before?
There was the one that Eloise stabbed that I went after.
Okay.
Well.
Yep. So that's 1 point down. Martinus.
Yes, I'll continue on with the one that I previously attacked.
Okay.
From this one guy.
That is a success.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use the damage. He does take 1 more point of damage though. I think at this point we'll play out the round. So he's going to start looking to limp away. That one who's heavily damaged going to limp away. The other two are going to attack. First one's going to attack Martinus. So Martinus, again, you have the choice of dodge, fight back, or shield.
I'll use the shield.
Okay. Easily parried. And the second one is going to attack Renault.
Shield as well. It seems to make more sense.
Okay. Also easily parried. They've been shaken.
Yeah.
Seeing their fellows get beaten up like that has completely shaken them. David.
The one that's limping away, I'm going to try and take down.
No.
Okay, do so.
It's very holy to attack the person walking away from the fight.
Hard success. Yeah, I can't beat that. 69 is not going to beat that. So make your damage roll.
It says 9 there.
Oh, so... Yep, that's enough. 7 points of damage gets through. You just, like, clock him on the back, and you can hear the crunch of his skull as he collapses to the ground, like blood coming out of the mess of the back of his head. And seeing that, the others flee into the into the tunnels.
And I'm just going to kind of cross myself and say rest in peace. Maybe burning hell.
And with that, we will end the combat.
But
So,
I liked that.
a bit different, wasn't it? So, and what would you like to do now? You have a somewhat beaten up Eloise down there.
I'm good at field medicine apparently.
Okay.
So I will go over and try and help.
Okay.
So would this be first aid or?
First aid is the immediate one. Yeah.
yeah,
And I've got a field dressing kit. I don't know if this helps.
I'd give you a bonus die on the first aid then.
Okay. So I roll that normally, then do a press bonus
Just
on the thing.
roll it twice, and then we'll take the higher one. We'll take
Okay.
the better one, not the higher one, the better one. Okay, Eloise gets 1 point, 1 HP back. How far were you off? How far are you down, Eloise?
I'm now on 5 out of 12 hit points.
Okay. Need to wait a bit longer before you can to perform that again, but as the only sound you can hear is the dripping.
Renault is doing that. David's going to try and patch himself up as well.
Okay, make me. Can you? Do you have first aid?
I do have first aid.
Make me a first aid roll. Ooh. Looks like the armor's getting in the way of it properly, of a proper dressing on it. However,
I can't remember. Did I take any damage?
I don't believe you did.
No.
Actually.
I think between our shield and armor and all that, I think we were fine.
Yeah.
I wonder
As
what
you,
these,
sorry,
I wonder what these men wanted, apart from our lives.
Might just been that, yeah.
as you emerge from the cistern back into the ruined streets of Constantinople.
Could I have put off the head of the guy that we killed, and then like when we get up on the top, I'm going to find a spear or something and just stick it on the spear.
That seems fair. That seems fair. Yep.
Right there.
As you continue your way back on your horses to the Forum of Theodorus, you come across a rabble of drunk Frankish soldiers, and they're shouting, saying that some beast, a giant monster, smashed down the house they had confiscated and had eaten 3 of their friends. Then they apparently vanished into thin air. Of course, they could just be drunk.
I'm gonna sort of stop and listen to them, and then just say, "Well, go and find it then."
It's a pit. We don't know where it is.
That's why you've got to go and find it.
It was big and teeth and claws and big and
Don't lie. It was a pussycat, wasn't it?
it was big. It was big.
Big cats. I've heard about what they call those ligers.
Lions.
What liger?
Perhaps a lion escaped from a menagerie that the
No.
Emperor has.
Oh no, it was big. It was flappy, big.
I think you've had too much of the devil's juice.
And with
Devil's
that,
juice.
and so, as they still maintain their story about big flappy things eating them and then disappearing, you carry on and you eventually reach the Forum of Theodosius. Now this is a complex of 4 basilicas around a forum, a Roman-style forum, open area with Roman columns on a great square. You see lots more Frankish knights loading things into carts, others digging through rubble trying to find objects of value. But there is basilicas north, south, east and west.
Were we told where the priest was being held?
I think they just said that, didn't they?
I don't know. It was specific.
It didn't
Sure, I
say
think so.
specifically which building.
I'm sure I did say.
Oh, did you?
I'm sure I did say. If I didn't, he said it was the Northern Basilica.
I'll say to do as well. Remember, being discreet. So we'll just go there, find out what's happening, leave these people to the looting. Just keep going.
You enter the Basilica. Do I have a Basilica? Oh no, I do have something. Yes, I do. You enter the Basilica, and there are some priests in there trying their best to keep the worship, keep the singing going. As you see, like the nave extend out, some ruins, there's some holes in the ceiling, some rubble, and in the centre of the nave, you see 4 knights standing guard, and you recognise them as members of Count Baldwin's army. Their attention appears to be fixed on a set of stairs leading downwards.
Walk over there. John, Mikhail. Hello.
Look around at you. Oh, it's you, Renaud. What are you doing here? I thought you were posted. I thought you were posted on the walls.
The Count sent me over here. Speak to the priest.
You want to speak to him? He's mad, you know.
Well,
He's
well,
spouting rubbish.
well, speak and hit him a bit. You know, that sort of thing.
And what about these others who are here with you?
Oh yeah. They're all, you know, Martina, surely, and that's a monk. There's Eloise. I know she's covered in blood, but some of it is a Varangian that she stabbed. So you know.
I see. And he looks over at his companions and well, if it gets us out of here any quicker. Go on then, yeah. But I warn you, he's not right. There's something wrong with him.
Priest.
Past the guards, I'm going to kind of touch each of them on the shoulder and give them God's blessing.
They kind of glare at you a bit, so I think they've had enough of religion now.
Yeah. Brother, you do know we've all been excommunicated, right? Like, I don't know if that's gonna do much.
Yes, well, there is such a thing as faith, even if the church disavows you.
Do you disagree with the church's position on our excommunication?
He walks into the place with the priest. He doesn't say anything.
Down the steps, you arrive in a crypt, and there's like tombstones, monuments either side. But at one end, there's like this area that's caged off with iron bars. And behind the iron bars, you see a priest in Venetian ceremonial garb. Hand over his eye. You can see he seems to be wearing like an eye patch, but he got his hand covering his eye patch and rocking back and forth as if he's in terrible pain. There are 2 more guards down here, and they look up as you approach. Come to see this person, have you?
Indeed, we have.
Oh. I hope he's worth the effort we put in to rescue him.
He's a brother of the cloth, a man of God. Of course, he is worth the effort.
Well, this man of God appeared to have caught the attention of some masked heretics.
Masked heretics?
Yeah, they were attacking him, and we came to his rescue. They fled. One was killed, and he had this mark on his arm, like a whip with 5 tips on it. Never seen it before. Some sort of heretical branding, I assume. We brought him here, and
I know anything about this mark.
I don't believe... No, I don't think you would do. You wouldn't, but you know someone who might. I didn't say this before. You know of Brother Merivak, the Count Baldwin's advisor in esoteric matters. You know, you've never met him, but you know of him.
Okay. Well, I think I would like to speak to Brother Merivak, please.
You want to speak to him? You'll find him out in the Golden Horn on that ship.
So, who is this man?
This is Padre Agostino of the Venetians, and he's still...
Brother Merivak is Count Baldwin's advisor. He's one of our people.
And as you look at this man rocking back and forth, he's... must keep them back. Have to keep them back. Ugh. And with his look, he looks up at you as you arrive. Who are you? Have you come to torment me as well?
I am Brother David. I am a man of God. I only want to hear of your plight and aid how I can.
Ask your questions. It can't hurt now.
What happened to you?
I heard whispers of this cabal of Venetians, a cult of Venetians. They called themselves the Unburdened Flesh. The rumours said that they influenced the Doge himself to come here. They said there's some sort of... Keep them back, keep them back, keep them back. Some sort of occult treasure here.
Aside from all the non-occult treasure.
The
Plus of that.
This thing is the reason we're here. They called it Simulare di Diablo.
Simulare
Di Diablo.
Diablo.
It's a unholy artifact. They said it's something that can be worn and the wearer can assume another person's skin. I was captured. There was this Venetian knight named Ramadi. He set everybody scouring. They caught me. I was trying to find some proof, but they caught me, and they did something to my eye. My eye.
May I examine?
You can't help me. Nothing can help me. I just need to get my story out before it's too late.
You mentioned about keeping someone back.
Keep him back. The leader of the Unburdened cult. I don't know where he is, but I did find something. There's a church, the Church of St. Mochius. I found something that had been hidden. It was some sort of blasphemous ritual tied to this thing, tied to this simulare. It could be used to locate it. I wanted to get the ritual out, but I only had time to hide it. It's still at the Church of St. Mochius. I hid it beneath a statue of the Virgin. That was right before they caught me. They took my eye. They plucked out my eye. And there's... Keep them back. There's something else. There's another person in the city. They only heard a name, a title. The title is the Mother of All Pearl.
Mother of all pearl.
Keep them back.
I'm recognizing, or
we're going to jump back to the present day for a moment, and I'm going to take control a little bit here and say that Clara has come in to see what Nancy's doing and see Nancy reading this scroll. Sorry about this, but this is relevant. And Nancy, are you reading out loud bits of it that you're reading, or you just like reading it to yourself?
I was reading it to myself.
Okay. Clara, you're looking over Nancy's shoulder and you see this reference, Mother of Pearl. I believe you've got this. Can you make me a Turkish roll?
Give me 1 second, I'm just going to bring up over character.
Sorry for this intermission, but as I say, it might be relevant.
Turkish.
I think you have it.
I picked it. Yes, I do.
Okay. Make me a roll. It's I'll give it to you. It's not a critical failure, so I do want to give it to you. It takes you probably a few moments, but something about that sparks something in your mind. Mother of Pearl, Mother of Pearl, Mother of Pearl. Maybe you heard one of the other investigators talking about it. Maybe they mentioned it. Could you do me a favour, Richard the player? Go to Google Translate. English to Turkish, Mother of Pearl. And tell us what the result is.
So the English to Turkish.
English to... Let's see if I've got this right. I'm just doing it myself just to make sure.
There's Sedef. Sedef. Sedef.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Does it sound familiar to you?
What are you investigators looking for?
the simulacrum. What's its full name? Oh, the Sedefka simulacrum. Worked this out all on my own. Yeah, Sedefka from. Oh, so it's made of pearl.
No, it's not so much that it's made of pearl. You see this title of this person called the Mother of Pearl, and it sparks the memory of your mind. That's Sedefka.
So yeah, Sedefka, so that's like. So if they're saying there's a person here that, like, they make the simulacrum? Is it their simulacrum? Or is it just who's the statue when it's complete? Is that like who it's on?
And with that, we're going to go back to the 1204 and back to the priest. While you ponder on that. The priest continues saying, this person, this Mother of Pearl, he's looking for something in the city as well. He may already have it, I don't know. Keep them back, gonna keep them back. I've told you all I can. Go to the Church of St. Mochius, find the ritual, find this thing, find the one who wields it. Destroy it if you can. I am done.
Is there anything else we can do to ease your suffering?
I have no more energy left. Stop this terrible evil. I commend your mission to God. And now that he said that, he pulls his hand down and pulls the eye patch with it. And you look, and there's this swollen red eye underneath his eye patch. And his mouth opens again, and it's a different voice that comes out in these unearthly sepulchral tones. I see you. And he howls with laughter as the eye explodes, taking part of his head with it.
Oh God!
Can I ask who would be standing closest to him?
Probably me.
You get sprayed by some this matter coming from his head. You suddenly start wiping it off as this now headless body of this priest just collapses on the ground.
I was going to say, before wiping myself off, I'll just basically kind of do the whole rest in peace. And I'm going to kind of look to the guards and kind of say, oi, you two layabouts. Make sure this man gets a proper burial.
I know his eyes just exploded, which suggests the answer is yes. Is he definitely dead?
Yes.
Cool.
Do I need to make a sanity check?
Oh yes, please make me sanity checks, all of you.
Well, especially Robin, though. Like,
especially Robin,
you
yeah.
know, especially Robin.
Make mine.
Because I was going to say, we've been given sanity checks for less than that before.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to say, those of you who pass it, take 1 point of sanity, because this is still like,
Pretty
those
grim.
of you, those who failed, that's Martinus, that's 1d4 points of sanity off your score, please. And, Brother David, as you're trying to clean this stuff off your face, you do feel like this kind of itchiness around your eyes, like a little bit of a rash.
Renaud, you're good at the first aid. Can you just check my eye here?
I am. I'm literally just going to look. I'm not touching it. And be like, it looks pretty bad.
It's like it's got this kind of. It's like starting to a little bit of a rash and irritation, maybe from the stuff that's just sprayed onto it.
Yeah. Try not to scratch it.
Eloise does like sort of tap her
all of that sort of stuff. So catching anything issue got any medicines or potions or anything she can put.
Any sort of ointments or anything? Let me see. I'll say you at the very least you can probably look at it. Make me a first aid roll, Eloise. You got a healing kit, so yeah, make me a first aid roll with that. You put some soothing ointment onto it, as if it's a rash. You got a success with that. Ooh, barely a success with that. 50 out of 50. 50 on 50. So you managed to get some ointments, like put some like liniment or some aloe vera onto it to try and soothe it. It does soothe it a bit, but it does look like it's a rash that's just starting to come up around your eye, Brother David.
Thank you, my child.
And with that, the two guards also looking on in horror at what's just transpired. We need to tell someone. We need to tell Baldwin. Who do we tell? I don't know who we tell. What do we do?
Keep this quiet. We don't want any ruckus with you. Say it's Venetian.
Yes.
The Venetian at this precise moment. Things are in.
Yes, brother. If you think that's best, yes, brother.
If I hear any word that's got out, I'm looking directly at you two, and you will never be absolved of any sins.
You managed to put the fear of God into them. They are. And now I ask you, what do you wish to do as you return from the crypt up to the basilica? Where do you wish to go from here?
First off, I want to wipe all this blood off.
You can easily find a water to do that.
So does this church of St. Was it Moschia?
The Church of St. Mochius.
Moschia. Or we go and see Merak. Or I mean, is it worth going to let Baldwin know what's going on? Can we like? Does he just want us to handle this and not, give him the information, or?
Would we not prefer to give a full report?
Well, there's a chance we don't come back.
You raise a valid point. Seems a bad idea to waste the busy man's time. I'm sure he's got enough on his hands.
Could we split the group up? That goes well.
It always goes well. I mean, you probably know the man better than I do. I am but a humble priest.
You're a humble monk.
Oh yes.
And so is he. I think you'd be good for Merrimack because you're both monks, right?
I'm familiar with Meravec. Our paths have crossed before.
Yes, I've certainly at least heard of him.
Okay. So, same again. Where do you wish to go from here?
No, we're told to find Merrivac first, weren't we?
Well,
That would
Baldwin
be-
said. Oh, there you go, Frank.
Yeah, that would be at the forum, wouldn't it? But
Meravac's on the boat. He's on a boat in the Golden Horn.
then we need to head there then. The Golden Gate.
Okay. You make your way. We'll do this expedient. We'll fast track this for time purposes. You make your way, still cleaning yourself off, back through the city towards the Golden Horn, and you see a flotilla of ships out in the bay. But there's one ship that is separate from the rest. This ship is called the Pestis, but not only that, it is a leper ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unclean.
Yeah, like it's definitely a job for you, Brother Dick. Because
Wow.
handling lepers is definitely the church's, that's their whole thing.
It may be my business to heal the sick, but I still appreciate the company of such charming gentlemen and ladies such as yourselves.
Alright, well, let's go over the little boat we can.
There is, yes. No one is willing to row you over. You have to row over yourselves. But you are taken on board the Pestis, and it is this smell of corruption, this sound of moans of the ill, gravely afflicted.
I'm going to just have my rosary and just is it rosary? Which is a rosary?
Yeah.
That's like a little cross, isn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Rosaries
yeah.
to beads, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I'll just be like fiddling with the beads in like, I'm assuming a monk's robes has some sort of pocket.
Yep, we can go with that. Yep. Or some pouch or something.
Yeah.
Are you all going aboard the ship?
Renard will, but he's very dubious because, like, I think he's seen as many people as he knows died in combat as died from getting ill. It is like that's like at least things in combat and fight. But this could just be like, but I think it really might be just like if anyone comes near him, like anyone gets to like an arm's length, he's going to shout at them and like, tell them to back off.
You are taken aboard this ship, the Pestis, and you are led to a cabin. It's quite a long cabin. And you see lots of fragrant flowers like eucalyptus, ones believed to have warding properties against corruption, against plague. You are seated at one end of a long table, and at the other end, this figure wearing a scarf around his face, wearing a scarf around his head, dressed in monk's robes, which you, Brother David, would recognise as the Order of Bartholomew, comes in and sits down at the other end of the table. You can hear his breathing heavily. Welcome, my friends. Baldwin said you might be paying me a visit. I'm sorry I cannot greet you properly, but as you can see, my circumstances are not the best. How may I help you?
First off, brother, I would like to apologise for the plight you've found yourself in.
Such is the will of God, my son. We do what we can with the time that is allotted to us.
You're a busy man. We were recommended to come visit you. We heard that there is some sort of Venetian cult running in the city.
Yes, I have heard of them, the cult of the unburdened flesh.
Indeed. And
you wish to know about them?
any advice you have and knowledge would be greatly appreciated.
I will tell you what little I know. I know that they learned their worship from ancient Rome. They worship a false god they call the Skinless One. But their knowledge is not without gaps. They are upstarts, really. They have no skill, no strength. They are not the ones you should be worried about. It is this mother of pearl and the Simulare that he has no doubt by now discovered. He is the one you should be concerned with.
And what can you tell us of them?
He is a Turk who has lived here in secret for decades, and he too is devoted to the Skinless One.
Is he the leader of the unburdened?
He is not associated with the unburdened flesh, but he is more dangerous than they are combined.
And where can we find this girl?
I do not know. He has hidden himself well.
I was going to say, anyone else feel free to jump in as well. Don't want to be stealing all the time.
This the Skinless One, I've not heard of this demon that the Romans worshipped before accepting Christ. Even in my own homeland, you can see old ruined temples to Jupiter and the like, but never a Skinless One.
It is not known where this practice came from. The Skinless One is an ancient pagan deity of great cruelty and evil. It is said that his very presence is enough to drive men mad.
Could I see how honest this guy's being? Because I'm suspicious.
Okay, psychology roll, please.
He's got skin problems. So, and he seems to know about this stuff. I'm suspicious. Psychology.
Sure, I'll
Okay.
make one too.
Yep.
Oh, 10. That's
It's hard to tell with the scarf across his face but he has Baldwin trusts him. He has the trust of Baldwin.
but is this even the same guy? Like, does the Skinless One can wear someone else's flesh? That's the thing, wasn't it? And then we can't even see him.
You do not wish to see me. The disease
No, I don't. Yeah.
has ravaged me. But I can tell you. Sorry. No, I'll let you go first. I can tell you something about the Simulare, though, from the information I have gathered. It is a suit of ceramic armor said to give unholy powers to the wearer. It is invisible normally. If the wearer is wearing it, it is invisible. However, if light strikes it in just the right way, you can see like a shimmer or a reflection. That is the armor. Strike it with sufficient force and the armor will fall away. You must find this mother of pearl. You must seize the Simulare from him. You must bring him to the justice that he so richly deserves.
What have you
When I was like, oh, sorry.
No, go on, Richard. You're fine.
No, you
I
go,
was gonna
Sarah.
say,
Sarah goes.
What do you know of this beast?
I've heard tales. I would normally dismiss them, but something about them and the forces already at work in this city give me pause. I would counsel caution, great caution from you. If you find this beast, be vigilant, but be cautious.
So it's not just a big cat.
It would seem not.
Did we get out of here and this, leper ship? It's bit dicey.
I wish you Godspeed. If you find anything of an esoteric nature that you need assistance with, please do not hesitate to bring it to me. I may be able to help you.
I'm going to do proper Columbo. Trying to go, one last thing. This whip with 5 things on the end, is that the unburdened flesh?
Yes, it is. It is a symbol of their devotion to the skinless one.
But if you were a member of that, would you have to have it?
Yes, you would.
Right. Good to know.
May God be with you, brother.
May God be with all of us.
As we sort of leave that room, I'm going to say, if you're excommunicating guys, it's not looking good for him. That's a bad state of affairs. I'm also going to say, because I go, all this talk of conspiracy and why the Venetians are doing this and the sacking and all the evil forces. People don't need ulterior motive of evil forces to do this. People will sack cities and kill people and be horrible without them. The Venetians, what they usually want is money. They're not, overly complicated. Don't need malign forces to make them this way.
Yes.
And
read one of the 7 deadly sins, eh?
I don't know. It perhaps feels a bit of an excuse for people to blame these outside forces of why we're doing the things we're doing right now. We're doing them.
So, as you return to the relative safety of the main city of Constantinople, I think we've got time for one more thing tonight. So, what would you like to do now? Where would you like to go now?
We'll get to this church.
Yeah, I was going to say, shall we go to the St. Mochius or whatever it was?
Very well. You make your way again through the ruined city to the Church of St. Mochius, again seeing these scenes of barbaric cruelty around you. As you ride up the hill approaching the church, you see a strange sight: a priest wearing Greek ceremonial garb, strung up by his heels, hanging upside down from the balcony of a burned out building. There are 7 dead men, 3 crusaders and 4 Greeks strewn around. One of the bystanders, there is a couple of people bystanding, both priests, and they rush over and say, "This man here, he has loosed a devil on the city. He is a heretic, he has loosed a devil, a creature on the city."
Are they talking about the priest that's been strung up?
Yes. And as you approach, the upside down priest cries out that the dragon will rise from the waters and bring devastation upon the city.
Is he in clothing?
Sorry?
He's in Greek ceremonial robe. He's in
Sorry, I missed that bit. I was going to say, is there any kind of markings on him, as in the weird whip thing?
You search him for what you can see, but you don't find that mark.
Okay. And why are you worshipping the dragon?
And the person hanging upside down just bursts out in deranged laughter. The dragon will come for all of us.
I mean, we're doing a pretty good job of destroying the city. I don't know if you need a dragon.
The dragon
But
will
did
bring
you-
devastation upon the head of its ancient foes. Ha 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 ha. It
You
will
are
drive them
safe.
from the city.
Good.
We'll see. Did you let this dragon out?
I did, yes, I did. I brought the dragon up and I turned it loose.
Can I cut him down? This is an awkward conversation to be had.
You can, yes, and he collapses, crashes onto the floor.
Yeah, it's very not delicate. And how do we? I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna put my foot on his chest, like he's lying down, and just sort of loom over him. And how do we stop this dragon?
You cannot stop it. Ha 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 ha.
I'm gonna kick him a bit. Anything we can do about him? Kill him. Lance in the eye. What?
Seems like the man is completely mad.
Sorry?
Like that.
You don't see any sign of any dragon from where you are at all.
Is it invisible or is it visible?
It is a magnificent creature. Ha ha ha. It is visible, yes.
And what does it look like?
It looks like the vengeance of heaven.
Where were you holding it before you left the house?
So I didn't quite get that.
Where were you holding it before you released it?
I called it up. I spoke the words and called it up.
From where?
Haha, wherever it was. I do not know where it was. The power was gifted to me.
Like you summoned it,
Yes, I summoned it.
like a devil.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a rum do for priest.
You are supposed to be a man of God. Yet you seem to cavort in this devil worship. Please tell me that I shouldn't just kill you now.
He just spits in your face.
The mace comes down on his.
Crash! Not much of it left. But ahead of you, you do see the partially burned form of the Church of St. Mochius.
Oh. Let's get inside. We could have asked him some more questions, I mean, could have just put him in a cell somewhere, then come back to him.
As you get closer, you do see that the church is swarming with these, well, they look Venetian, but there's something about their movements, and one of them seems to be wearing an eye patch, and as you turn around, fixed into the eye patch, is this slowly rotting eyeball. Too many of them for you to take on by yourselves. Can you all make me stealth rolls, please, as you try to, I imagine you try to sneak past.
Is this inside the church, or is this...
Going inside the church. They're mainly around the church, so going inside the church. I'll allow you to use luck. If you just need two, I just need two people to pass, and I'll say that you all pass. So if you want to spend some luck on that, Renault.
Yeah, I'll spend some luck on that.
You managed to make your way past. You think you haven't been seen, and you enter the ruined church. And we have a map for this. We actually have a map for this. 1 minute.
Mapping map.
They
Yeah,
do
map.
like me.
Whoops. I accidentally backed out of.
Bear with me one moment. I just need to do a thing here. I'm just going to turn off the dynamic lighting.
Oh,
There
that's
we go.
better.
Yep. So ignore the bit. So this is what you see as you go in, and you see there are 10 statues of the Virgin in this church. Your information is that it's hidden under one of them.
Oh, they never liked me.
The statues look quite hefty. It will take you some time to lift them, but again, you've got the cultists outside and you're not quite sure how much noise you can make. So you can either try to lift all of them or try to search more thoroughly to see if you can find it.
I think that might be the best.
Okay. I will ask you all to make me spot hidden rolls, please.
That's a failure for Eloise and a hard success for
Whoops.
Failure
how
for
do I?
Martinus.
Should,
You rolled it, and one
Yeah.
for Renault. Did Renault roll it already?
No, my feet seem to be a bit stuck.
Oh.
The pouch has gone too big and I can't do anything. Give me 1 second. That'd be a good roll after all.
I think Brother David is going to get it with a hard success. Yeah. So, David, as you're searching around, you think you see there's a frieze along along one of the walls with like carvings of saints and a carving of the Virgin Mary. But as you look close, it seems like the Virgin Mary is slightly out of place, as if it's been moved recently. As you are all searching, you also see that there is a locked door that leads down to the crypt. You also see there is a large frieze showing St. George slaying a long-necked, short-winged dragon, and it seems that the dragon is rising from a lake.
Ooh.
But for Brother David, the personal information here is that you found this small statue of the Virgin that seems to have been slightly moved.
Can I see how it's been?
Twisted.
I'm just going to go over to it, cross myself and say, God forgive me, and then twist it back.
The statue comes off in your arms, and behind it, underneath it, you see a small package hidden in a hollow.
Interesting. I'm going to pick up this package and open it.
There are several things here. There is a sheet of waxy paper on which is inscribed in Latin and Greek, "He will come by the bloody tower at the behest of his favourite son and supplicate, and the city will run red with fire and blood." Beneath that, there are 3 pages written in Latin, Greek and Arabic describing the ritual of locate the skinless one. And there are many occult symbols, depictions of flayed humans, and what looks like a picture of a segmented body adorning both sides.
Okay.
Can you make me an occult roll, please?
Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen a cult roll before.
You are
Yes.
you are certain this is what you are looking for. But beneath the pages there is a small clay case. Looks like it's hinged, but it's sealed and waxed. It's sealed in wax with warnings to say that to open it invites death.
I'm just going to tuck the little clay case in my robes,
Okay.
and I'm going to kind of call the others over and be like, I think I've found our ritual.
As you do this, at about this time, you hear a marching towards the doors. It sounds like lots and lots of people marching. You hear orders being shouted in Venetian from outside. Sounds like they're getting closer, and there's lots of them.
Now I can speak a bit of Italian.
Yeah.
Well, this would just. I know it's its own thing, Venetian, like, but
It's shouts of, "How could you let them get through? Why did you not see them? Get in there now, find them."
Yeah. I think we best get out of here right now. What's the quickest way out of this building?
The front door, where the noise is coming from, but there's also the passageway down to the crypt.
That's blocked, isn't it?
It is locked, but it looks like you could break the lock. It's
Yeah.
old and rusted.
Yeah. Martinus, could you help me just kick the door open?
Can
Righto.
one of you? So who is taking the lead on this?
Who's stronger? I've got 65 in strength.
I have 70.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you're young and strong.
So if you're both working together, Martinus, you can make the strength roll with a bonus die. So roll it twice, and we'll take the better result.
Okay.
Never mind. Hard
68
success.
versus 70.
Between you, you're both easily able to break this lock, and the crypt opens, and there's like this musty smell that comes up from it.
Well, everything smells. Get down these stairs, I suppose.
It is pitch black down there. As your eyes adjust, you can see torches on the wall, but they are not lit.
Well, I'm going to light one. If that's possible.
Okay. You light one, and you see the crypt fills with light, and again, it's like it's similar to the other crypt with tombs and monuments. But it also looks like part of the wall in one corner has fallen away, leading to what looks like a tunnel.
I'm going to point this tunnel out. Is there anything worth looting down here while we're here? Very cursory.
Okay. If you make your way down the tunnel, it...
I'm going to shut the door behind us as well.
Okay. You make your way to the tunnel, and there's this smell of brackish water coming from it. You go down, it extends downwards a bit, and at the bottom, you look down and you see you're inside another cistern, quite high up. You're inside another cistern. You can see the columns, you can see the water, but you also hear something else.
What do we
You
hear?
hear there's something moving down here. Something breathing down here. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight's session. So
probably nothing. Probably nothing. It's just the big rat.
Let's go around and do our stars and wishes, shall we? Let's start with Brian.
Oh, Well, first off, I like the change of things. Second off, I really want to see just what the skinless one is. So I guess that would be the wishes part.
Sarah.
I'm really enjoying how this impacts into the game, and the mother of pearl is interesting. I think my wish is to get a bit better handle on my character and what she can and can't do, and who she is.
Mm-hmm. Robin.
Oddly enough, it's felt quite interesting playing like a slightly more combat orientated Call of Cthulhu game. You don't get it that often. Well, certainly not in the games you run anyway, Jeff.
Mm.
So it's interesting to kind of go through that a little bit. Wishes? I don't know. More.
And Richard.
Oh well, I've been looking forward to getting to this bit for ages. So I'm really enjoying it. I'd like to get more into 13th century power politics in the Near East and Holy Land, but that might not be in this game. But just really enjoyed it, and want to, I don't know, fight some Venetians at some point. They're just sailors. They're no good on the land. We've pushed them over. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
For myself, I'm just glad to be getting back into this game. I've been looking forward to this one as well. The storyline that comes out in these flashback scenarios that I found really interesting is what drew me to this whole campaign in the first place. And seeing how this ties into the main campaign, like it's like the backstory for the main campaign, is something that I think is really worthwhile.
I think it's a really good idea to have these flashbacks. I think because one thing, like Brian was saying, it gives you a bit of a change of scene from like what's going on, and you can like see like we went to like revolutionary France, and like there's all this stuff happening, and but I think as well just like adds to the story and see how things came to be, and it's meant to be like this centuries old thing, and we're seeing that.
Wishes. I'm interested to see how you handle things from here on out. Like we said, this is more combat oriented than normal Cthulhu, and I did actually take out some of the combats in it because I was looking at the time. But yeah, Dark Ages is more built for combat than the other settings: swords, shields, armor. Yeah, so thank you very much. I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you for running, Jeff.
Looking forward to the next one.
Wonderful. Thank you.
As usual, we'll say with that we do have a YouTube channel, be able to watch the replay of this and all of our other games and the rest of the episodes of this campaign. We have a Discord, be able to join the conversation, links below. And yeah, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.